Hello friends. Let's take a moment today to talk about breathwork. I feel like this is a really good follow-up to last week's practice of grounding, and also this is a question that we recently had in our coffee and question session. So it seems like a really good time to go about it. Plus, who couldn't always use some breathwork? So I will give you a brief introduction to a few of the simplest ones and maybe a few of my favorite. There's so many out there, so you're welcome to Google whatever you want. We've talked about this one before, but it is the most simple breath work, and it's box breathing. So basically you are creating a box with your breath, meaning that you have an inhale count, a hold, an exhale, and a hold. And each of those counts is the same time, therefore creating your box. The hold is also somewhat important just because it kind of gives you like space and stretches out those lungs and your diaphragm and all your muscles, whether you're holding on the inhale or the exhale. Super beneficial. Again, look it up, take it or leave it, whatever feels good in your own body. So maybe to start, if you haven't done it before, maybe do like 5 to 6 seconds. I'm pretty sure when you look it up, normally they have like 10 seconds or so. That might be a lot if you haven't done it before. So again, and in and out through your nose if you can. Again, if it's in through your nose, out through your mouth, make it work for you. There's just something really powerful about breathing in and out of your nose, and as well what it does for your throat and your chakras and everything else and all of your energies. So let's do 5 because it's easy for me to count on one hand. Take a big breath in to start. Just sigh it out, let it go. And again, let it go. Get comfortable in your space. Starting with our box breath on our inhale. Hold. And out. Hold. In. Hold. And out. Hold. In. And know that you might have a hard time breathing in fully. Hold for that count until you get comfortable and you get that space and openness in your chest. Out. And that is okay. Just make your hold longer. Let's do one more. Hold. And out, slow and controlled. And hold. And then just take a big breath in. And again, sigh it out, shake it off. That is your box breath. Another main foundation of your yoga practice, which I like to incorporate into also my sleeping practice, or any moments that I'm feeling stressed or anything like that, is your Ujjayi breath. This can also be called ocean breath. Technically it translates into victorious breath. It's really powerful, it's really forceful, and it really gets, again, that energy moving and flowing. This one is definitely an in and out through your nose breath. This one is really powerful and calming, especially while you're doing a yoga practice. Personally, you'll hear me say, I know it varies with everybody, but as long as you're breathing, you're doing yoga right. The poses honestly are just kind of secondary to your breath and the connection that brings to your being and yourself. So, your ujjayi breath. Again, big breath in, big breath out to start. I want you to do that again, and I want you to really feel open through the back of your throat, so that breath's just flowing in. And I want you to really feel forceful on that exhale through your mouth to start, as if you had a mirror in front of you and you're fogging it up. If you want to go and stand in front of your mirror, just try it out, by all means. Big breath in. Inhaling into that rib cage, expanding, and out. So you notice on those big, forceful, controlled inhales and exhales that it really kind of actually takes your mind off everything else. I talked about this in our coffee and questions, that your body actually somewhat can't multitask. So on a regular basis, us breathing is kind of just an autonomic system that happens, right? So when you're stressed or when you're overwhelmed, you'll notice you're probably not even breathing, or you're really shallow breathing, right? You're breathing in like your stomach, your ribs, your chest, they're not expanding and contracting. So the great thing about doing this breath during yoga, or when you're stressed, or when you can't sleep or anything like that, is it actually focuses you more on your breath, and it doesn't let you have all those like thoughts swirling around in your head. So welcome you to try that, but we can talk about that again more once we get this breath down. So again, our big inhale and forceful exhale. In and out. Now on that exhale, I want you to actually bring that through your nose this time with your mouth closed. Same force, same, I guess, power and presence behind your breath, but this time in and out through your nose. On that inhale, through that nose. Again, nice and long and expanded if you can. If it's a little bit shorter to start, that's okay. If your exhales are longer than your inhales, that's also okay. You'll get the hang of it as you go. Honestly, it's a practice like everything else. Breathwork is still a practice. Big breath in and out. And like the ocean, this is an audible breath. So I don't know if you've ever been in a yoga studio and you're like, what are all these people around me doing? Why is everyone breathing? This is so weird. Again, that's just part of that powerful, it's called victorious breath. So it's part of that powerful victorious practice is that audible breath. And the more audible it is, by all means, it doesn't have to be, but the more audible it is, the deeper that it's going, the more energy it's pushing through your body, the more release that's happening. If you're just sitting there like, you can only get so deep into your body, you can only create so much expansion and contraction. But when you have that big, powerful breath, you feel yourself taking up that space. You feel yourself really like, I don't know, you really feel powerful. It's like you're controlling your space. You're controlling your body. You're really controlling and moving and flowing that energy. So that's your ujjayi breath. In through the nose, out through the nose. And you can see again how that kind of resembles an ocean. It's just flowing, the energy flowing through your body. And this is one of the traditional pranayamas. So breathing life force practices that are part of yoga. Another pranayama is your alternate nostril breath. This one's actually, I'm gonna say really fun. I know, breathing fun. And it's really great because same idea as with your ujjayi breath, it kind of gets you out of your head and you can't really spiral the same if you're stressed or overwhelmed, or again, you're not sleeping well or anything like that. It also, maybe you've been sitting at your desk working on one project and now it's time to switch to another project and you need to go from like logical numbers part of your brain to the more creative side of your brain. This activates both sides of your brain as you're actively breathing in and out through only one nostril at a time. So both hemispheres of your brain are actually also getting a workout while you're doing this. I know, fun, right? So when you're playing all those brain games, this is another one that you could use. Right hand, personal preference maybe, but traditionally right hand, thumb on the right nostril, ring finger on the left nostril. And again, you're breathing out through one at a time. This also kind of incorporates that box breath because you actually hold in between your inhales and exhales. Again, let's start with 5 because it's easy to count with the other hand. Breathing in through the right nostril to start. Hold, closing both nostrils. And out through the left. That slow, controlled breathing. Hold. You hold it open on this side. Because you then inhale through the same side that you exhaled. Pinch and hold. And exhale through the opposite side, that would be your right, completing your cycle. If you feel like now that you've been breathing through both nostrils, you need a minute to like blow your nose, clear things out, whatever, take your time. If you find that really overwhelming or confusing, you're breathing in through one side, out through the other, back in, out, out. It's just that little back and forth cycle. You're holding in between. Again, you're holding in that. Traditionally, when you're doing it, on those exhales, you're actually creating a belly lock. So that really intense abdomen and core, belly button to spine feeling. If you Google videos of like ancient yogis, you'll notice that they have that really crazy breath work where like their stomach protrudes like crazy on their inhales and they exhale and it like comes up and in and basically disappears and they become like this big. That's kind of the theory between like that hold and that belly lock in between your inhales and exhales. Go ahead, Google it. We'll do a couple rounds of our alternate nostril breathing. Again, just to get comfortable with it. Right nostril open. We'll do our count of 5 to start. Hold. And out through the left. Hold. And again, you can feel that rise and fall of your chest. This is very active practice. Inhale. Hold. So your body is meant to move with your breath. Exhale through the opposite side. I know, especially as women, we're taught to hold our bellies in. We're taught to constrict our movements. Hold. However, when you're doing these breathwork practices, big breath in. Maybe do it in a room by yourself if you want. Hold so that you feel comfortable. Letting that chest rise and fall, shoulders rise and fall. Exhale. That belly really come in and out. So you're getting the full benefits of your practice. Hold. Again, you can pinch your nose if you want to hold. That might make it harder to remember what side you're on. Big breath in through the left. Hold. And back out through the right. You can keep going for 3 to 5 cycles, or as long as you want. When you're ready to stop, just take a big breath in. Sigh it out, let it go, shake it off. And just notice how you're feeling, a little bit more calm, maybe a little more centered, maybe a little more activated as well. The last one, also another traditional pranayama. However, I'm going to give you a little bit of a disclaimer before you do it. So you're welcome to just watch or look it up or try it if you feel comfortable or you've done it before. Is the breath of fire, fire breathing. It is really great to move that stale energy out of your body. If you're feeling really stagnant or you're feeling like your breath is caught or you're really shallow breathing. However, and you'll see why when we start it, if you are pregnant, if you have any sort of other like diagnosis or maybe really bad anxiety or anything like that, do it, maybe don't do it. Check in with your own body and see if it's okay for you to do it, or maybe do it when you're around like friends, family, loved ones, someone that you trust to take care of you, because it is that like, it's forcefully breathing out to really move that stagnant energy, but at the same time, it can obviously resemble like if you're having a panic attack or if you were in labor or something like that. So just a disclaimer, do what feels right for your body. So again, I like to start, big breath in and out. This one again is through your nose. You'll notice most traditional pranayamas are through your nose. And this is that forceful exhale. And again, that belly movement of engaging and bringing your belly in. And this might not be the most attractive, might not sound the nicest, but you're forcing that breath out through your nose. So you're really getting, again, any stale, stagnant energy, breath, or whatever out of your body. Give me a moment. Watch what I'm doing. If you want to try it, maybe like, you can do it for like 10 seconds. You can do it for a minute, whatever feels right for you. Big breath in. And when you're done, big breath in and out. And again, just to recenter and calm. Shake it off, let it go. So it's not weird if for you start really forceful and then as you're doing it, you kind of lose that momentum. You notice that I do. Again, it's a practice. All breath work is a practice. So if you start it and you're like, this is not for me, you can stop. Maybe you have a little bit better stamina of it and you can do it for longer. Again, take it or leave it, whatever feels good in your body. But you will, if it is for you, you might notice that it does make you feel a little bit lighter and freer because you really are, you're forcing that stagnant energy out of your body. And also keep in mind, we talk a lot about mindset, that you can set that mindset and intention for yourself regardless of what breathwork practice that you're doing. Sometimes when I'm breathing, we're switching topics now again from that breath of fire, because that's just a little introduction to it. Just because, again, the disclaimer, it may or may not be for you. So switching topics, is intention with your breath work. So I sometimes do this just with a simple like in out breath. I do it with my Ujjayi breath, but I also do it when I'm trying to sleep. Again, focusing on your breath and maybe focusing on an intention gets you out of that like head spiral that you might be in. I sometimes like to visualize inhaling, let's say, a positive thought, action, or intention, and exhaling a thought, action, or intention that's not serving me. So, say I'm lying in bed and I can't sleep, I literally talk to myself as I'm breathing in my head. You can say it out loud too. And I'm like, inhale, peace and calm. Exhale, stress. And I just repeat that. Inhale, peace and calm. Exhale the stress. Inhale, peace and calm. Exhale, stress. Inhale the sleep. Exhale my negative thoughts. Inhale your intention. Exhale whatever's not serving you. And I just go through that cycle. Sometimes that works for me, sometimes it doesn't. But just an introduction for you for some breathwork practices. I invite you to, as always, take what you like, leave what you don't, and we'll catch you next time. Hope this was helpful. Feel free to look up whatever you want. If you have any questions, stay tuned for our next Coffee and Questions, and you can always ask them there. Or you can drop us a comment, email, or message on the social media. Have a lovely day, and I'll talk to you later.